Hi everybody, it's Jack Hurley, Superintendent of Schools. Welcome you back to the 2021 school year. It has been a while since I've done a message like this, probably back in February or March. And I certainly know I've been communicating with you in other methods, but it's good to be back here with a video message. Our reopening is off and running. We had a positive start. About 74% of our students returned to the building, with the remainder choosing a fully remote model. And it's certainly a little different school year with different types of methodologies being used, hybrid in some grade levels, full day in others, split day in kindergarten. Some of our students are remote every day. But as we're moving along, I think everyone's adjusting to it, and things are certainly improving. Our remote learning has taken, I think, a big step forward as we are now able to Zoom into live classroom in grades 4 and 12 more frequently and for a longer duration. And I think that's been a big help. And in the primary grades, we've been able to have a teacher devoted to the remote learning. So although the goal ultimately and the hope ultimately is to get everybody back in the building, I'm pleased that our remote program has been improving as we move through it. We're also looking to return energy to the building, with a smaller number of students and getting used to PPE and masks and other restrictions. Things are a little different, but slowly a greater sense of normalcy is coming back. I want to thank the Board of Education, the administrators, the supervisors, the teachers, the staff, everyone who worked hard to get school reopened. That was the task we were given by the state of New Jersey's Department of Education to get our kids back where they belong in the classroom, and it was a great team effort throughout the entire summer to do it safely, efficiently, and to provide the best experience we can under these different circumstances. So I want to thank all those folks. I also want to thank the parents and the students for your cooperation, your support, your involvement in the process, and your day-to-day cooperation and support, because we do count on you to work with us to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe and also to make sure that we're keeping everybody moving forward with education. I also want to thank those folks in the community, the Department of Health, the Mayor's Office, the Borough Council, the Police Department, who have all worked with us to come up with Fire Safety Department, all come up with ways to make sure that we are providing education in the safest way possible. As you know, our plan was one that took a great deal of time and effort. It was approved on the county and state level. We are fortunate that we were able to get and have an inventory of PPE that's needed and have the buildings up to speed. And a lot of credit goes also to our maintenance and custodial staff for their help in that endeavor. Currently, we're in phase 1. We looked at our plan in phases. Phase 2 begins on October 19th. I'm recording this message on September 24th, and today a message went out to all of the parents, students who are totally remote, fully remote, and to ask if they want to return to school in the building on October the 19th. The due date, if you're watching this before it, is October 1st. We need that time to adequately plan. We set up our plan to accommodate all students back in the building. But as we have gone through, by the time October 19th comes, about 6 weeks of instruction with 74% of our students in the building, there will be some modifications and some tweaks we have to do to both the internal day-to-day operation and to also the remote learning if the numbers shift. So if you're interested in returning to school, please make sure you fill that form out and get it in, and then we'll begin to plan and notify you of what you need to know as far as a return on October 19th. If you still want to remain fully remote, then the next opportunity to come back to school would be in phase 3, which begins on November the 30th. And again, you could check your email for that announcement that was sent out today on September 24th. And the final thing I want to say about the return under these current circumstances is we want everyone to continue to do their part, both in school and outside of school, to make sure that we, if not eliminate, certainly mitigate the virus in the borough of Rutherford. As I drive around and walk around the community. A good number of our students are released every day at 12:30, and they're certainly out getting lunch, walking the avenue, doing what any one of us would do if we had the afternoon off. But I want to remind the students and remind the parents to please take the proper safety measures. Social distancing, mask whenever you can, as much as you can, and certainly when social distancing is not there, so that we keep our students, our faculty, our staff, and the community healthy. Continue to use that daily checklist, and please, doesn't mean that your child has COVID, but if he's sick, keep him home for a day or two and talk to your building about that. We've had tremendous cooperation. We ask for more as we go through and we get into the fall. A couple of things now related to normalcy in terms of school. Back to school night isn't really normal this year, but we're going to be holding them the week of the 28th. Somewhere during that week, you'll be getting a message from your school for a virtual back to school night. I again want to thank the administrators and the teachers and the supervisors who worked hard at recording messages to replicate what you would see if you were back in the building. So whether it is the high school or middle school where you have maybe 7 or 8 10-minute periods to attend, you'll see 7 to 8 10-minute videos of your child's teacher talking about the same things he or she would have spoken about if you were in the building. And on the elementary level, when you're used to maybe a 25 or 30-minute block with the teacher, you'll be getting that or close to that in terms of the virtual back to school night. So be looking for that. And the beauty of it not being one night but being online is that it'll be up there for a while. So it's not one night that you have to be able to make it. You can view it whenever you get the moment or two to do that. And for those students who will be returning on October the 19th, you'll have a chance, and your parents will have a chance, to go and take a look at the back to school night for the classes you're assigned to upon your return. Interscholastic Sports, under the auspices of the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association, are going to be returning. They've already back to practice, but with competition in the month of October. Limited seasons, a little shorter season, and also limited participation with attendance as we're under the 500-person limit for any outdoor event. So we may or may not be able to be there in person, but we can certainly be there in spirit as we support our student athletes. Many other school activities are getting started or underway, and they are happening virtually for the most part now. But again, as we move into phase 2 and phase 3, we're hoping that we're going to be able to expand some of these opportunities to in-person. Our academics, we're working hard, our teachers are, on not only getting their current lessons up to speed. It's a challenge in many cases with 3 different groups, 3 different cohorts at a single time, but making sure that we're doing the best we can there, deliver the best instruction we can, but also to try to measure what may have been lost as we shut our doors last March and went totally remote for the remainder of the year. And then not only seeing what may have been lost, but how we're going to assess and address that gap. Also, as if all of that's not enough, we have, as you know, our facilities project going on across the district. I'm very pleased to report that we are on or ahead of schedule. Construction has gone very well. In the Case Center, the bathrooms have all been put in the classrooms. The nurse's office has been complete. Students are back in the building. The work on the elevator for that building will continue throughout the fall and winter. And full completion will be in next spring, during next spring. At Lincoln School, the 2 classroom additions are way ahead of schedule. We thought it was going to be maybe the late winter that they would be completed. Now they're looking at more being done maybe in early November, which means that they can be put into use this year if needed. Here at the high school where I'm recording this, the science labs are completed. Students are in. We're waiting on furniture. That's going to be a little time in coming, but we're using some older furniture right now. But the construction is essentially done, and the students were in on the first day of school. Same is true at Union School, where 10 classroom floors were replaced. Those floors have been completed, and students are back in the building. Work has begun at Pierpont with the demolition of the backfield area and part of the old gym, and the new gym will start construction soon, and then next year the current gym will come down and the new wing will be completed in a 2-year project. And the science lab and the gym at Union School is going out to bid now, currently out to bid, with a bid award in October. And the Mortimer Wing project here, again in the high school where I'm filming today, will go out to bid in December. And that would be the last of the projects. So again, we're on schedule. It's still a lot of work left to be done, but we are very pleased with what's been happening and the progress we're making, and we're very pleased that we're able to get all the areas under construction this year finished and able to accommodate faculty, staff, and students upon their return. I encourage you to keep looking at the website, both the rutherfordschools.org, plus the Rutherford Reopening website, plus the One Rutherford Facilities website, as we will continue to update all of those websites with information as it becomes available and as you need to be informed. Okay? So thank you again for all your support. Thanks again to everybody for coming together as a community to get our students back in the classroom. We look forward to getting everybody back when we can and as soon as we can. And we're welcoming back the students who will be returning in October who were fully remote. So until next time, this is Jack Hurley, the Superintendent of Schools. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you down the road. Thank you.